We are here with Renato Ascoli, who is CEO of Global Gaming for IGT. And before we begin, Renato, I've got to say thank you to you and to IGT for sponsoring the CEO one-on-one interviews again this year.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to chat with you. I used to say to my team, it wouldn't be a G2E event without you, and I really miss you. So,
well, thank you. I miss you guys.
Yep.
One thing that we are doing differently this year is we have renamed the series. The new name is CEO Insights, and we intend to continue these throughout the year as major events occur, so that IGT will now be getting a much better, fuller, longer exposure for its sponsorship. So be more worthwhile to you.
We are proud to do that with you.
Thank you. We can't have a conversation in 2020 without mentioning the reason that we're meeting virtually, and that is COVID-19. Can you fill us in a little bit on where IGT stands in relation to COVID-19 and how you see it working out in the near term and the midterm for you and for the industry?
Yeah, of course. That's unfortunately the question that we ask ourselves every day, but I can give you, and happy to share with you my perspective. First of all, as you can imagine, this has been very bad financially for us as a company, and this has been bad across the board. This, as you know, is not it's not just a US matter. We actually saw initial concern coming from Italy at the very beginning of the pandemic. We thought the problem was more limited to Europe, and we later discovered that it was rapidly affecting the entire globe. And US, unfortunately, was heavily impacted here. So, but other than that, I would say that we as a company took a very, let's say, important decision to be there for our people. And so we immediately adjusted our way of working to what somebody is considering could be the new normal. So we started shutting down the offices. And by the way, the offices are not, most of the offices are not officially open. Having said that, for people that need to be there from time to time, as I personally have to, we have provided what we believe are the best conditions to test each and every person that enters the office. So anybody receive a temperature check. We provide masks across the board. We have established rules to sanitize frequently, to keep social distancing in any situation. And most importantly, we are running all meetings with this solution. So we have virtual meetings internally and externally, even with customers, and we can discuss about that in a minute. But we also decided to be always on, always open to customers. So we made a point that even during the hardest period of the pandemic, our customer may need to receive support from us, say maintenance on central systems, of receiving some ideas about how to protect people on a casino floor, how to separate machines from one another. We also discussed with customer new solution, like a UV solution that happens to sanitize machines on a frequency-based timing. And that was very important for us, for our morale, not much for the business, because business was very low, but we learned a lot from people working in casinos. Speaking of IGT's portfolio, I can tell you that while gaming was heavily impacted, and some regions are still almost entirely shut down, say LATAM, some parts in Europe, and Australia as well. Other parts of the portfolio did decently well. I would start mentioning the lottery part of the business. Lottery, I think, suffered for no more and no longer than a month. But immediately after that, when a slow recovery trend was in place, lottery did very well. And today we also see some players that we consider reducing their attendance to casino. They play more lottery, particularly instant tickets. And the other surprising, or probably not that surprising effect, was the digital wagering. So anything that we offer on the internet has been skyrocketing so far. Even now that casinos are back to, say, semi-normal operations, the digital space is still going strong. So this is telling me two things. One, we have probably approached a new player base, and two, the player base is still enjoying playing on the internet. And this is not compromising nor cannibalizing other source of revenue, which is very important, I believe. And as we can discuss further, we also discovered that some of the solutions that we had in our portfolio could have an additional value to our customers because of the healthy, let's say, nature of their support. So you may remember that back in 2016, I told you that we were coming to G2E with a cardless solution. Right now, we expanded that into a cashless solution, to a resort wallet, and we can manage payments in the casino floor, even in any place in a casino with no cash. This nowadays has become something that most of our customers are watching very carefully, and they want to adopt as early as possible. That would reduce the opportunity to hand over money and cash, potentially vehicle for the spread, for the buyers to spread even more. So there are we found some golden nuggets in our portfolio. You may have heard this. This was very funny. We designed for a completely different reason a solution called the mobile responder, and this is meant to improve the efficiency in running the cleaning on the casino floor. We were able to adjust that tool in a way that any time a player, a patron, is leaving a cabinet, an immediate signal is given to the casino operator so that they can send out a person to clean up and sanitize the location immediately after. So we need to adjust our view to the situation. What is the situation going forward is very hard to tell. I'm speaking to customers as often as I can, and I would divide probably the world in 2 or 3 segments. I believe that the destination markets, most customers in those areas are telling me that they will see the new, the complete recovery when convention and big events like G2E will be back in normal course of business. Until then, they will take a very prudent approach to CapEx and to purchase decisions. In other places like smaller casino or regional casinos, I think the recovery is probably faster, and I see more appetite to adopt new solutions and efficient solutions to reduce people interaction and facilitate social distancing. So there's an appetite to adopt new technology if technology can help drive that solution. So overall, we cannot be fully happy about the situation today, but I see a positive trending line, an improvement line, and I hope that we continue, will not be stopped by a second run or a second crisis over the next weeks.
That's good. There's a silver lining in every cloud, as they say.
Yeah, exactly.
And your cashless solution is embedded into your casino management system. So your IGT customers are going to have the option of selecting that. But you've got some of the cash access companies that have their own products that will go on anybody's system. What is the competitive advantage that IGT has over some of those other options?
Well, I would say 2 things mainly. One, we have been in this space for some time now. And as I said, we started this journey back in 2016, adding features after feature over time, persuading regulator that what we were providing was sound and was actually improving the level of control of money, not creating additional buckets or mysterious area where regulators may have concern. And we have gained confidence from critical customers. As we speak, we have Win in Vegas, who is running a field trial with our latest solution, and Catskill in New York, also trying the same solution. So we have some experience to show, and some marketing tools that we convey together with technology to improve players' acceptance and adoption. And second, clearly, we have a solution that is connected to the central system and links to the financial system outside the casino. So we can provide a comprehensive solution that works seamlessly from managing patrons, from managing bonuses, and to connect players to the payment system in the casino and outside. So I haven't seen so far anybody providing such an extensive service. Somebody will over time, but it takes some time to get there.
You had mentioned earlier, Renato, that the digital business has been booming during this period. In the United States, there's a special amount of excitement about digital and about sports betting as states legalize both of those kinds of wagering. And we know that IGT has had long experience in both of those areas. Can you tell us a little bit about your business in sports betting and online, and how you intend to develop that in the US?
Well, the short answer that we believe that sports betting could be a springboard to more digital adoption by regulators. And this is what we see as we speak. We as IGT have a long history in sports betting. I may have told you that personally I launched sports betting operation back in 2007 in Italy, and we became very soon the second player in the region. So we have been doing that for some time, and we provided many regulators the opportunity to understand how sports betting can actually improve control on match fixing. Actually, it can prevent it if all players and bookmakers work together with regulators, signaling what's going wrong in terms of strange bets on some occasions. We have today we have been providing so far a strong technical solution. As a matter of fact, we have something like 40 locations working with our support in 14 different states in the US. And the interest is growing, and the funnel of opportunities is growing, both in terms of regulators that we are talking to. And so we see many more states regulating sports betting in 2021. And we see more customers joining the club, so to say. But you're right. So it looks like the moment you regulate sports betting, you understand that if you want to compete with the black market, you also need to provide a mobile solution. At that point in time, is the additional step is readily available. So the next step would be to accept the idea that some other games, like casino games, like keno games, can, as a matter of fact, be provided through the internet, not just through land-based operations. And the good thing that I have personally experienced so far in Europe, but I see repeatedly happening in North America, is that this piece of the business is not cannibalizing anything from land-based operations. As a matter of fact, is an opportunity for casinos to retain players and increase the loyalty to their brands. And is an opportunity also to expand the portfolio of games going forward. So I anticipate that while regulating sports betting will proceed on a fast track, probably regulating digital wagering will take a little bit longer. We know there's there's still a lot of confusion about PASPA, about some critical matters are still in discussion at the DOJ. But I see a trend line, and I hope I'm not delusional, but I believe that this will be an amazing opportunity for the industry in North America.
When we think of, we know IGT has a big lottery business, and we know you have other businesses. But when we think of IGT, especially here in the United States, we think of slot machines. And IGT is, you guys are strengthening in that area. You know, the surveys like our Eilers-Fantini quarterly slot survey shows an increasing number of casino customers intend to make future purchases from IGT. So brag a little bit about your slot business.
No, first of all, I need to thank you because reading your report has been my monthly pleasure, put it this way, because even when the numbers were not that exciting, I value so much the feedback that you were providing us, and I had a clear sense of where the brands of IGT and the products were in our customers' mind, and you have been so valuable to me and to our company. I would never thank you enough for that. Clearly, now that the reports are showing some better figures, particularly the last report you provided showed us leading the pack in terms of market share, but more importantly, in your say player in the content assessment, some of our games were at the top of the charts. We were very happy about it, and this is a combination of luck. I would always say that there's no secret recipes. You need to be luck and to find the right combination with cabinets and contents. But I want to believe that the discipline that we decided to adopt 3-4 years ago, and you may recall me saying, we test bank. We test every game before we launch it in the market. We test it in a real life condition. We run a lot of focus groups, but we want to have 90 days performance on a friendly casino floor to assess whether the game is doing better, much better, or below the average of the casino. And we took a very difficult decision years ago not to deliver to the market any game that would not meet a certain threshold. So this is why I believe many more customers now are more confident in IGT as a brand, because they know that what we do is real practice, is a constant discipline, and they see it because we ask many of them to run that exercise with us. So we are not just bragging about it, if you want to say so, but I'm so glad that now they see the result of a big effort and a tough decision we had to make.
Yeah, I've been indoctrinated by Nick Hinn and Phil Shaughnessy on this, and I understand how thoroughly and in so many different stages and sequences that you folks test games so that when the customers get them, they're proven. So,
exactly right. Exactly right. And by the way, it's good to see that, and this is probably something I can honestly brag about. Some of the games that are now about to finish the 90 days test bank period are really off the charts. We never had those results, so we never enjoyed such results so far. And so I'm confident that the moment they will be on the market, our customer will be even more satisfied than we've been so far.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in a short period of time, Renato. Thank you. And you've mentioned games and different products, and we're at that time of the year where companies display their best games and their favorite products. Would you like to cite 2 or 3 products that you believe everyone should understand?
Thank you. You always ask me what my pet projects or pet products look like, but let me start by saying that this year, the thing I'm most proud about is that the team, starting with Phil and Nick, the person that is working very closely with me, they were able to put together a virtual event. So similar to what we are doing, we have offered customers to chat with us and to design an agenda. And we not only discuss and chat, but we show them the new solutions that we provide. And the thing I'm really surprised to see in a positive way is that we are now arranging about 300 virtual visits with our customers. And that's fascinating to me, put it this way. But back to your question. So my top game for the year is the electronic table game, another product of ours that has shown to be particularly exciting for customers given the social distancing and the desire not to deal with cards with players. My second is the poker bar top. This is a very small piece of hardware. We have studied it for so long. We have tested it immensely with players, with customers, and with bartenders too. And the bartender's point of view was the most important of all. And so we changed the format, and now we have a solution that I'm sure will please our players. And the third, I would say, we are about to launch a completely new form factor in the market. It's a 32-inch cabinet, very compelling, very exciting, because we know there are good games joining that product line. I'm confident we'll speak more about that later on.
Okay, great. Renato, we've covered a lot of ground, as I said. Is there anything else you would like to add?
I would once again thank you for the opportunity to chat, and if we can do even more often, that would be my pleasure to do it. I'm hoping that for the sake of the business, for the sake of the industry, not just for IGT, but everybody's working in this segment, including our competitors, the situation will turn more rosy soon, and we'll be able to even to compete and to fight, but in a situation where things are not as scary as they sometimes seem. And I wish you personally all the best.
Well, thank you very much, and I extend those same wishes to you. Renato, very informative. Thank you.
Thank you very much, as always.